Thank you all for listening and watching my videos. Please subscribe and like my channel Master Coolitz. Hoping that you will not skip my ads, it's a big help for me by not skipping it. Thank you so much. Dragon Shadow. The Rise.
Soon, Zane Martel took out the pill from the furnace and cleaned up. Then, he quickly began to refine the next batch of pills. He was tremendously familiar with the skills, techniques, and medicinal herbs used to create this pill. It was as if he had refined this pill tens of millions of times before. He would have easily done it with his eyes closed.
Buddha's Heart Fruit, Drunken Dragon Grass, Energy Activation Fruit, Mysterious Steel Crystal.
Zane Martel picked up the herbs and got the furnace going. The second type of pill was created within 10 minutes. The moment the furnace opened, the pleasant scent of medicine filled the air.
Again, 10 perfectly made pills. Well done.
Zane Martel nodded to himself. He continued to prepare the next pill. As the scent of the pills seeped through the doors of the alchemical chamber, a few of the alchemists who stood outside had heavy expressions on their faces.
The bottleneck-breaking pill? I guess he's not an imposter after all if he was able to recreate this pill.
Beside him, a man in his 50s said,
"In such a short period of time, not only did he accurately deduce the ingredients and techniques of the pill, but he also successfully recreated it. I wouldn't disagree if he were to say he was a white alchemist."
Master Roven nodded in agreement.
You're right. He's still so young. Perhaps he would have a bright future in alchemy. I think once he comes out of the chamber, we should treat him as an equal and recruit him.
The other three alchemists also agreed with Master Roven and nodded in agreement. There was a frail-looking man in his 50s, named Gary Sombers, who was in the 5th stage of the advanced level, standing aside. He agreed with Master Roven very much as he nodded profusely.
Wise choice, Master Rovan. The Alchemist Association needs to recruit young blood to grow stronger and bigger.
I think there's no need for the final test. Why don't we just treat this test as a grade test for him?
I agree.
I agree too.
The other alchemists nodded their heads in agreement. But at this time, a third fragrance suddenly came from the alchemical chamber. Its richness and refined qualities were far superior to the previous 2 pills. This time, the group of alchemists began to lose their cool. Their expressions instantly changed, and they were dumbstruck. Master Roven's expression had the biggest contrast. His eyes were wide open, and his jaws were about to fall onto the ground. Soon, he came back to his senses, his forehead dripping with sweat.
Impossible. How is he able to refine so many pills in such a short time? It would take me at least half a day to make these 3 types of pills.
Master Roven was at the 5th level spirit level. Although his strength was ordinary, his alchemy skills were generally acknowledged to be the best. He was the red alchemist in the alchemist branch, and he was also the highest ranking alchemist. He wouldn't have been able to create these pills continuously, as it would take up a lot of willpower. Other than that, the most important thing to perform alchemy was the calmness and focus one needs to have, as no mistakes were allowed. If the alchemist were to make a mistake, it was very likely that the furnace would explode, or the vital energy of the pill would leak out. It could even cause death. Therefore, alchemy was not easy, and it was not a task that could be done continuously without rest. Immediately, the alchemists could tell that something was not right and started muttering to themselves.
How could such a young man have such a strong ability in alchemy? Could he be an old man disguised as a child?
Could it be that he knew what pills we would test him with and got them in advance?
Someone said out of the blue, but everyone knew that it was out of the question. First, the pills inside were all developed by the Alchemist Association. They haven't been circulated to the market at all. It would have been impossible for Zane Martel to buy it in advance. Secondly, the medicinal scent would only be born the moment the pill was formed. It wouldn't be as strong at any other given time. Master Roven was deep in confusion himself.
Let's just wait and see. I have no idea what is going on inside either.
Zane Martel knew how to control the flame well. He combined the flame and the spiritual herbs to create a spiritual liquid. The spiritual liquid passed through the air and rotated in the furnace. Then, together with other spiritual herbs and powders, it began to be refined. The hot underground fire continued to burn. The alchemical chamber was hot and stuffy. Zane Martel's sweat was pouring, drenching his clothes, but the heat quickly dried it again. Suddenly, Zane Martel's eyes flickered, and he spat out a word.
Condense.
A majestic, vital energy formed a whirlpool in the air and poured into the elixir furnace. Soon, a strong medicinal scent filled the nostrils.
This 4th tier pill is indeed much harder to refine than the other pills. Only half of the 13 pills came out perfect.
If his words were heard by the old alchemists outside, he would have enraged them. Only half the pills came out perfect. That sounded extremely intimidating. The higher the grade of the pills, the rarer the spiritual herbs needed were, and the more difficult it was to refine them. Some alchemists would probably only get a few flawless pills if they were to refine a low-grade pill. However, when it came to middle and high-grade pills, the pills would look inconsistent, and the furnace may even blow up. Thousands of thoughts flashed across their minds, and a bold imagination emerged.
Could it be that Zane Martel wasn't lying? Is he truly a golden alchemist?
On the other hand, Zane Martel had no idea what was going on outside and could not be bothered. He stopped and took a deep breath, trying to get back to his best condition. Zane Martel thought to himself as he rubbed his hands together in excitement.
Is this the first time I have refined a 5th tier medicinal pill? Although I have refined a celestial life pill before, I don't know what grade it is. I don't think it was considered a 5th tier pill. I can't wait to try refining one now.
As an alchemist, he was naturally interested in the skills of alchemy, just like most of the other alchemists. Soon, Zane Martel calmed himself down and began to refine the final medicinal pill, which was the soul blood combining pill. This pill was used to give great benefit to the soul and body of whoever consumed it. It could even increase the strength of the consumer's willpower. If it was sold to the general market, it would be sold out within seconds. Zane Martel marveled at the array of precious ingredients laid out before him, each holding immense value.
Heaven soul grass, blood dripping branch, bone spirit fruit, dark sky green vine, and a portion of the flesh of the demonic beasts of the expert level. These are all such valuable ingredients.
Thoughts raced through Zane Martel's mind as he considered the worth of the demonic beast's flesh.
The flesh of the demonic beasts of the expert level itself cost an arm and a leg. What price point would it be sold at as a medicinal pill?
Zane Martel carefully picked up a bundle of Heaven Soul grass, sensing the faint willpower attached to it. With a small puff of breath, he flicked the grass with his fingers, causing it to burst into a bright yellow flame that flew into the elixir furnace. The once silent flame turned violent upon contact with the grass, as if eager to consume the entire furnace. Turning his attention to a bone spirit fruit, Zane Martel channeled his vital energy into the fruit, causing it to explode and release countless black seeds. With precision, he lifted them with his vital energy and dropped them into the furnace. The complexity of refining a 5th-tier medicinal pill required utmost care. Despite his familiarity with alchemy, Zane Martel proceeded cautiously.
The dark sky green vine belongs in the cold nature. It may disintegrate at once if it were to contact with high heat. Therefore, I have to refine this ingredient without using direct heat. I'll use steam to extract the concentrate of the dark sky green vine. Then I'll mix it with the other ingredients in the furnace.
Concentrating deeply, Zane Martel lifted the dark sky green vine off the table and let it float above the elixir furnace. He enveloped the vine in waves of steam until it dried up, extracting its essence drop by drop into the furnace. As time passed, a low rumble echoed from the furnace, filling the room with tension. Zane Martel furrowed his brows, unsure of what was unfolding within.
Heat control, refinement, and condensation.
Zane Martel muttered, withdrawing his vital energy in one swift motion. A beam of light shot into the sky, carrying with it the pungent scent of the medicinal pill. Outside the chamber, the crowd could no longer contain their excitement. Bursting through the door, they beheld the spectacle before them. 6 small pills, pale yellow in color, sat within the center of the radiant stream of light. Each pill sparkled with a crystal clear luster. It was none other than the 5th-tier medicinal pill, the soul blood combining pill. Stunned bodyguards and dumbfounded alchemists alike marveled at Zane Martel's feat. Within a mere 2 hours, he had not only recreated 5 types of pills, but crafted 6 flawless soul blood combining pills. Such perfection was unheard of. Ordinary white alchemists struggled with third-grade pills, let alone achieving flawless quality. Even red alchemists, though more skilled, found it improbable to create such perfection. It was as if Zane Martel had achieved the impossible. Master Roven and his fellow alchemists, overcome with awe, knelt before him in reverence.
Greetings, Senior.
Greetings, Senior.
Greetings, Senior.
Greetings, Senior.
Even the guards, humbled by Zane Martel's prowess, bowed their heads in respect, unable to meet his gaze. Zane Martel, taken aback by the sudden display of reverence, breathed a sigh of relief. Finally, they had acknowledged his true identity.
How are you so sure about my identity now? Don't you need to check the medicinal pills in my palm?
Who else could refine such a medicinal pill other than a golden alchemist?
Master Roven, didn't you say I was an imposter who came to the Alchemist Association looking for trouble? Your attitude switched up pretty quickly, didn't it?
Master Roven's face flushed with embarrassment as Zane Martel's words hit home. With a deep sense of remorse, he brought his forehead to the ground in Zane Martel's direction, pleading for forgiveness. Master Roven pleaded in a low voice.
Please forgive me as a junior. I was too ignorant and I've said things that I shouldn't have. Please punish me.
Zane Martel, understanding the strict hierarchy of the Alchemist Association, reassured them with a wave of his hand.
Everyone, please get off the floor. You don't have to address me as a senior. Just call me Zane Martel.
Despite his insistence, Master Roven and the others continued to show respect.
Grandmaster Zane.
Zane Martel brushed off the title, focusing instead on the invitation to the main hall for delicacies.
Grandmaster Zane, may I know what it was that brought you here today? Is there something we could help you with?
He figured that Zane Martel was sent here by the Alchemist Association since Zane Martel was a golden alchemist.
Would you believe me if I said I wasn't part of the Alchemist Association, and that this token was given to me by Master Vade?
Confusion rippled through the group, but after witnessing Zane Martel's mastery, they dared not question him.
I see. After what we just saw, Grandmaster Zane, you deserve the token very much.
The alchemists, humbled by Zane Martel's skill, expressed their desire for him to join the Alchemist Association.
It would be such a great honor to us if Grandmaster Zane would like to be part of the Alchemist Association.
I do intend to, but it is not the right time to do so now. We'll discuss it again in the future.
Understanding the significance of the Alchemist Association's tests, Zane Martel hinted at the possibility of future discussions about his membership. The Alchemist Association's influence was widespread, no less than the Kangmu Arena. It was clear that they had a powerful background, surpassing even the Wormhaven Palace.
So what was it that brought you here, Grandmaster Zane?
I need you to do me a favor.
A favor? I'm not sure what it is, but we will do our best to help.
I would like you all to provide medicinal pills to the Divine Hawk Camp.
The expressions of the alchemists changed immediately, their dismay evident as they looked at each other in silence.
Grandmaster Zane, I'm afraid we can't help you with this favor. Please forgive us.
Why not, Masters? I have yet to make my offer. Why are you in a rush to turn me down?
Grandmaster Zane, there are things you don't know about since you're not part of the association. The reason the Alchemist Association is able to have such great power and influence in the Mystic territory is not just because we have capable alchemists, it is also because we have a rule among the association, which is not to interfere with politics.
What does that mean?
All of a sudden, Zane Martel had a flashback to the Alchemist Association's rule of not involving themselves in political disputes. The association would provide pills to influential groups, but refrain from aiding parties in unstable or warring regimes to avoid retaliation.
I guess that's true. But the association isn't forbidden from helping out a Chamber of Commerce, is it?
That's true.
That's perfect then. I'll take back what I said earlier and start over. I would like to start an alliance. It's going to be named the Windfire Alliance. I would like for you to provide me with medicinal pills. What do you think?
The five alchemists exchanged stunned glances. Zane Martel's proposal caught them off guard. Without a military rank or position in the Divine Hawk Camp, Zane Martel technically wasn't associated with them, giving him an advantageous position in forming the Windfire Alliance.
Grandmaster Zane is indeed a smart man. I'm impressed. why don't we discuss the details of our alliance?
Sure.
After a lengthy discussion, Zane Martel left the Alchemist Association at nightfall, his spirits high despite exhaustion. Determined to establish the Windfire Alliance, he wasted no time and secured a prime location for their headquarters, across from the Teng family's Chamber of Commerce. With the assistance of his Blade Squad, Zane Martel swiftly prepared the shop for business, employing them as temporary shop assistants.
There are 1,000,000 crystals in each storage ring, and there is also a list inside of it. I need all of you to buy all the goods on the list as soon as possible, as much as you can.
Some expressed disbelief at Zane Martel's decision to challenge the Teng family's Chamber of Commerce, the strongest alliance in the Qing continent. Yet Zane Martel remained confident in his project, keeping his plans close to his chest. Zane Martel answered with a faint smile as the members of the Blade Squad hurriedly dispersed across the Qing continent to procure the necessary ingredients. The list provided to them contained spiritual herbs and materials required for the refinement of low-grade blood-combining pills and marrow-purifying pills, essential for Zane Martel's plan to collaborate with the Alchemist Association. Suddenly, the main door creaked open, revealing two familiar figures, Elora and Catelyn.
Huh? What brought the two of you here?
We're here to see what you have been up to lately. We heard that you were opening up a store?
Yes, it's called the Windfire Alliance. Do you want to be a crew member in my store?
Elora's frown betrayed her confusion as she questioned Zane Martel's sudden venture into business, especially considering the pressing need for medicinal pills and weapon supplies for the Divine Hawk camp.
Zane Martel, why did you suddenly think of opening a shop and doing business? Moreover, you chose a location that is right across from the Teng family's Chamber of Commerce. You should be focusing on the more urgent matter, which is to look for medicinal pills and weapon supply for the Divine Hawk camp, isn't it?
Zane Martel assured them that he was indeed addressing the camp's needs, albeit in an unconventional way.
But what will you be selling?
Zane Martel cryptically mentioned medicinal pills, leaving the girls bewildered at his mysterious actions. After half a day, the Blade Squad managed to procure the necessary ingredients and supplies, exhausting all the crystals Zane Martel had provided. With their task complete, Zane Martel and Kevin White set off for the Alchemist Association with the storage rings. Within the Alchemist Association, the plaza buzzed with the chatter of hundreds of gathered individuals.
Look, it's Master Roven.
All attention shifted to the stage where Master Roven and the 5 alchemists who had met with Zane Martel stood.
Hi, everyone. I'm sure you all know who is the reason we've all gathered you here today. I would like to invite him on stage now.
Zane Martel ascended the stage, prompting various reactions from the audience.
Is it true he is a golden alchemist?
I don't believe it. He just looks like some kid to me.
Despite some doubts, Zane Martel remained unfazed.
It seems like everyone does not believe that I am a golden alchemist. If that's the case, I shall show you all.
Zane Martel produced the Golden Alchemist token, its golden-colored medicinal pill pattern gleaming under the sunlight, silencing the skeptics.
He's really a golden alchemist.
Oh my God, such a young golden alchemist. I'm afraid he's the only one that is this young in the entire northern demon country.
A heated discussion erupted among the audience, their initial disbelief giving way to acceptance as they acknowledged Zane Martel's identity.
Grandmaster Zane, why have you gathered all of us here today?
To be frank, I have established an alliance called the Windfire Alliance, and I wish to get everyone's help. I would like for you all to refine a batch of pills for me. The more, the better.
With over 1,000 white alchemists and red alchemists in the Alchemist Association of Qing Continent, Zane Martel's request had the potential to harness a formidable force.
He wants us to refine pills?
Will he force us to do it against our will since he's a golden alchemist? Is he going to hold a grudge against us if we refuse to help out?
That's true. Other than that, what do we even get in return for helping him?
The audience continued to voice their concerns and thoughts about the situation, uncertain of Zane Martel's intentions.
Do not worry. As long as you are willing to help me, I will be sure to repay you all reasonably. I'll personally provide the materials needed, as long as everyone does their best to help me refine it. I'll buy it at 20% higher than the market price. In addition, for those who are willing to help me, I will personally give you a pill prescription. Moreover, I will occasionally hold a lecture on the experience of refining pills here at the Alchemist Association.
Zane Martel's offer intrigued countless people in the audience. Alchemists were always in pursuit of knowledge and experience, and Zane Martel's promise of sharing his expertise drew them in.
Grandmaster Zane, I want it.
Me too.
Count me in.
Their reactions were intense, filled with excitement and eagerness to learn from Zane Martel. 3 days later, a group of people arrived at the Divine Hawk Camp, their curiosity and anticipation palpable as they awaited further developments. To be exact, they were special guests. Surrounded by several soldiers of the Divine Hawk Camp, a group of about 10 people entered the camp. If Zane Martel were present, he would recognize one of them at a glance, Tang Walter, whom he had previously encountered on the street. Tang Walter followed a middle-aged man dressed in a black robe, exuding a fierce aura and possessing the strength of a second-tier fighter. By his side were several formidable guards displaying an air of arrogance. The man leading them was Michael Collins, the father of Tang Walter and the head of the Tang family. Upon entering the inner hall of the Divine Hawk Camp, Samuel Blake personally came forward to welcome them. Still, Michael Collins rudely took a seat without invitation, followed by his subordinates. Samuel Blake, though visibly upset, restrained his emotions, knowing the situation's urgency. Michael Collins's curt demeanor didn't escape Samuel Blake's notice, who had invited them to discuss the supply of medicinal pills and armory.
Samuel Blake, please be straight to the point. I am a busy man, and I have no time to waste here.
Samuel Blake, though seething with frustration, maintained his composure.
Mr. Tang, may I know why you stopped the supply of pills and armory to the Divine Hawk Camp? Didn't we have an agreement? Is it about the price? If it's about the price, we can have a discussion about it.
Michael Collins, taking a sip of wine, revealed the underlying reason behind their actions.
On one hand, the price is an issue. On the other hand, I have a few requests.
Samuel Blake, eager to resolve the matter, inquired about the requests. Tang Walter, wearing a smirk, voiced their demands.
It's really not a big deal, General Samuel Blake. It's just that I'm not happy with someone called Zane Martel from the Divine Hawk Camp. As long as you surrender him to me and give Elora a gift, I promise everything will be okay again.
Samuel Blake's eyes widened in disbelief and anger.
Zane Martel and Elora?
He exclaimed, realizing the gravity of the situation.
These two are trying to ruin Zane Martel and Elora's lives.